Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is finally direct and is getting ready to enter the last decan of Gemini. So, like the last third, basically, the last 10 degrees of Gemini. And now is a great time, I feel like, to start anything communication based. Like, not, well, it's not even that communication based, networking, getting out, fitness, anything that you're wanting to start that requires some technology, that requires some networking, that requires friends, that requires education or you teaching. Now's the time to start. So collect your things. We got shit to talk about, baby. Yo, 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 what it do? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Like I said, Jupiter is direct. We talked about it last season. Go, it's on it. Now I feel like it's time to get specific about what it is that you want to start or you want to initiate. For those of you who have already started or initiated something, it's like, how can we go deeper? How can we include other people to get us closer to the thing, So I'm ready to dive in. Hydrate, light it if you need it. Oh, I forgot that I put apple cider vinegar in my water. me. Let's go on ahead and clear out that funky ass energy. Welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. I can't stand up because I'm in my skivvies. But not, why would I stand up anyway? All right, breathe deeply. Empty your lungs. Inhale deeply through your nose and hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3. Then exhale out your mouth. Empty those lungs. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3. And exhale out your mouth. I feel like breath work would be really good. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is in Gemini. Gemini rules the lungs. The lungs is also your shadow. So there could just be something of healing about breath work. Healing energies come in when you exhaust yourself or you're pushing for breath, or there's something there about now's not the best time to pick up smoking, obviously, or when is the a good time for that? But there is just something there about deep breathing, regulating your nervous system by way of the breath. There could just be something there for you, so explore that. All right, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Yeah, there's something about teaching. First thing out on the selenite throne, first thing to be clarified is your relationship to tradition, your relationship to teaching. Some of you may be thinking about going back to school. This would be a great time to pick up new skills, to develop some skill sets that you already possess. There may be somebody with Taurus placements playing a big role. Also, some of you may really have, okay, maybe you're moving away from commitment, or maybe some of you are going off to school or need to travel or commute. Maybe some of you are thinking about moving. Some of you could be going to school abroad or going to school in a different area, or traveling for education, traveling to acquire skills. But I do feel like there's something about what's your relationship to traditions, I'm just letting you know now, Mercury's getting ready to retrograde and in my sign. Any Mercury retrograde, and I just stutter and stammer over words. It's like my mind moves faster than my mouth can, but it's in my sign. So that's going to be fun. So I'm just warning you now. Um, but there's something there about what's your relationship to tradition, to religion, to culture, to ceremonialism, to ritualism. Whatever obstacle you feel like you're facing right now, or you find yourself facing right now, information and education is the key. The keys are already inside of you. I feel like there's something about drawing in, being still enough to really get clear about, like, what do you want to teach, what do you want to know more about, what information, what do you want to be masterful about, what skill sets do you want to have in your tool belt, how can you expand your like education or knowledge based toolkit or toolbox. There's like other modalities or other techniques to be masterful at, or something of that nature. But also, some of you could really be figuring out your belief system, your faith system. Some of you, there could be some stuff coming up with the Father or authority or a moral authority in some sort of way. You know, the Hierophant draws people closer to the divine, to divinity, to draws people closer to justice, to a higher moral ground. With the Hierophant out, I feel like this is also a sign for you guys to make sure that you're operating with deep integrity. If you wouldn't want some shit done to you, don't do it. Because this could be a sign also that karma may come back around and bite that ass. But regardless, that's just the way this world works. You reap what you sow. You know, what goes around comes around. And so there is just something about operating with a higher level of authority, of integrity, making sure that you're not just letting yourself like be in, like, that you're not letting yourself just stay in young, wild, free, fuck it mode. There's something about buckling down with the Hierophant. Some of you may have commitment on your mind. Some of you may be thinking about marriage, about what you want in a relationship, what you want do you want a long-term relationship? You trying to be somebody's fuck toy? You trying to be somebody's girlfriend? You trying to be somebody's wife or husband? You know, trying to be somebody's boyfriend? Like, what is it that you want? There is some kind of like figuring out what your standard is. The Two of Wands. I do feel like there's something about traveling coming up with you guys, or taking the road less traveled, understanding you have the world in your hands. You have way more power than you're giving yourself credit, and you are divinely supported to go in a different direction, to make different choices. And I feel like the choices you're needing to make have a lot to do around consistency, around routine, around like, maybe even some of you, maybe there could be just some stuff about conformity. Like, you have been in this rebellious place and trying not to conform, and now all of a sudden there could be like, a lot of you would benefit from conformity, would benefit from like buckling down, studying, possibly, you know, exploring what you want in commitment, thinking about, you know, commitment, thinking about more like domesticated kind of life. There may be somebody with uh Taurus, Aquarius, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements really influencing your decisions. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aquarius placements that's really inspiring you to study more, or to learn more, or to develop more, some more skills. And I feel like if you build if you build up your skill set, you will attract more clients, you'll attract more opportunities. Whatever obstacle it is, study it. Give yourself the information. Even if it's an emotional obstacle that you're dealing with, or a spiritual obstacle. Some of you need to lean deeper into your spirituality. Like, you are the sign of philosophy. You know what I mean? You are the sign of higher learning. And that's exactly what the Hierophant is about. And so there possibly is some sort of an ending that is pushing you towards like, all right, I need more stability. All right, I need more skills so I can have more stability. Um, some of y'all are going to school. Some of you are taking classes. Some of you are teaching classes. Some of you are taking classes so you can teach better classes or something of that nature. And I also feel like um, exploring other places where you can teach, taking something on the road, putting yourself in the position to travel more or move more freely about the cabin. You are also the sign of travel, specifically long distance travel. And so I feel like, and Pisces is the sign of travel as well. You're ruled by the planet of travel. So there's definitely something here about more exploration. Choosing to have more of a faith-based explorative life is really important. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. Center of the reading is the Queen of Cups. And with the center of the reading being the Queen of Cups, there may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio placements playing a big role. You just may be feeling more at peace, or you're longing to feel more at peace. I feel like you start switching up, where are you making these decisions from? Like, are you making decisions from a place of fear? Are you making decisions from a place of fuck it? Are you making decisions from a place of education? Are you making educated guesses? Are you making, um, are you taking like uncalculated risks? There's something about like understanding what's special about you and developing those skills, diving deeper into being honest about what the fuck you're feeling. I feel like some of you have something special. You have gifts, you have talents. Your intuition will be heightening or has already been activated this Pisces season. It's going to continue. There also could be someone that's very intuitive, very spiritual, very emotional, very emotionally or spiritually powerful, that I feel like is inspiring you. They may have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. Um, they may have something really special, and it's really inspiring you to dive deeper into being more masterful with your emotions. Because Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, like y'all aren't particularly known for your tact. Y'all aren't particularly known for sugarcoating things. You're not particularly known for impulse control or emotional control. And I feel like that's what it's time to start moving towards, getting more, like creating more calm within yourself, creating more in general. I feel like it's time to get back into your spiritual bag, your creative bag, but like remembering what's dope about you, you know? And not letting anybody come in and tamper with that, or fuck with that. Like I feel like there's something about getting like unfuckwittable. First card out being the Hierophant. I feel like, when you see this, there is something, there is some sort of divine uh insertion or a divine rerouting that will involve knowledge, information, tradition, conformity, religion versus spirituality. That some of you may be, there could just be something about that, like you going to like a new church, a new gym, a new job, and you got to figure out the vibe, you got to figure out the culture. I just heard code switching too. Some of you may be feeling like you have to code switch. And so you may be trying to acquire more skills so you can get out of a certain situation so that you don't have to code switch so much, so that you can really show up and be your authentic self more. Final two cards, final two messages, please, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. We have the Two of Cups reversed. So I feel like this emotional maturity may be really stemming from like a breakup or an old relationship that you've been running from. Like some of you may have been running from the shadow work, running from the outpouring of emotions that you can't run from anymore. Some of you, it's like and this doesn't have to involve somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, but it could. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Leo. I feel like there could be breakups, or there could be just a recovery from a breakup, or you finally like acquiring the knowledge, the lessons, like extracting that data from the darkness of something that didn't work out. I feel like there could be a bit of a swell of emotion that's coming up for you. And I feel like this is actually big preparation for Jupiter going into Cancer, because you're going to be feeling your feelings for them. You know, like that's going to get you deep in your feelings. Like Cancer is the sign of I feel. Cancer is the past. Cancer is roots. Cancer is the parental units, but Cancer is also the end of a matter. And I would rather you start working on what outdated emotions are creating outdated emotional responses, so that when Jupiter goes into Cancer, you're not like thrown off kilter so intensely. Um there could be just arguments, or maybe even like doubting if somebody loves you, doubting if somebody cares for you. The Nine of Pentacles reversed just popped out, but it flashed at me, but it didn't pop out. And so there could just be stuff going on with like hyper independence. Understanding hyper independence is a trauma response. So how are you showing up in your relationships and your connections? And when I say relationships, I don't just mean romantic ones. There could just be something about your social life changing, you doing things more independently. You know, Sagittarians are very like friend oriented. Like, are you doing stuff with other people too much? Are you spending enough quality time with yourself? Are you giving yourself enough quality time? I'm excited to clarify this already over on Patreon. Over there, there's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings. Again, she shows up. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Come join my ethical cult. Just do it. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below. Also, check out that Pisces season astrology video that has all the important astrological dates. But let's get this final card, please. Final card, final message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. I feel like some of you are afraid of something. There we go. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to clarify this. The Tower is the final card, and then the Emperor is on the bottom of the deck, and that's Mars energy. Mars is currently in Cancer, where your ruling planet is about to head in a few months. And I feel like there's sudden changes. This could be like suddenly I don't fuck with you no more. Suddenly I have this aha moment, sudden changes, a big change in plans. Don't fear the Tower just because it's the Tower. The Tower ultimately is an opportunity for self-mastery. And so some of you may suddenly, I'm not in love. Suddenly I don't want to fuck you. Suddenly I'm not into you. Suddenly, and I say a lot of you, but flip it. This could be somebody saying this to you. This may involve somebody with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, or Aquarius placements. The reading is bookended. This reading is bookended. Is that a thing? With major arcana. So only two major arcana out. The Hierophant first, and then the Tower at the end. And I feel like when you see this, the divine is heavily involved and like switching things around and trying to grant you education, trying to give you information, trying to give you sight, trying to give you new keys, trying to understand like you are in some sort of way. I feel like you've been trying to open new doors with old keys, and that's not going to work anymore. The keys that you're looking for are absolutely inside of you, but you've got to acquaint yourself with yourself more deeply. So I feel like there's a lot here about the quality of your alone time, the quality of your work ethic, I'm not doubting your work ethic at all, actually. I just feel like there's something about how can I work smarter, not harder. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little concerning. I don't ever see the tower and get like scared or anything like that, but I do feel like there is something here about like suddenly we're not friends anymore. Suddenly I don't want to hang out with you, or this big difference of opinion. I thought that you are one way, but it's this way. Um, this may be platonic. It may be romantic. It could be in the work field. It could be a coworker. We'll explore that deeper in the plunge. But ultimately, with the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, that's Aries energy. And there's something here about who are you and what are you ready to do about it? What's going on with your relationship to consistency and discipline and structure? Can you create a plan? Can you stick to it? It's time to make order out of the chaos. And though us fire signs, we thrive in the chaos, but I feel like you've been in a place of just surviving it. And I feel like it's time to get out of survival mode and into thriving. And you get into thriving mode by way of discipline. Discipline breeds freedom. And we don't like to hear that as fire signs. You know, there's like a new foundation that wants to be established. The Emperor is number 4, and then the Hierophant is number 5. And so there's something about like, excuse me, confirmation burp. Um, there's something about you get your shit together and all of a sudden you get way or you step your game up in some sort of way. I'm not saying you don't have your shit together, but some of you don't have your shit together, and let's be honest about that. Some of you know you need to step your game up. Some of you know you need to take it to the next level, and you've been running from discipline. I also feel like there's a lot going on with your masculine energy. There's a lot going on with maybe father figures, learning something from your father's mistakes, a need to kind of like pull back from yourself, give yourself a little bit of a bird's eye, like an emotionally detached bird's eye view around how often you're in your masculine energy. We live in a society that really glamorizes women being in their masculine energy, really glamorizes everybody being in their masculine energy. Strong, independent woman, I don't need a man, boss bitch vibes, all this stuff. And it's like, cool, you need to know how to ride in that lane. But Pisces season wants you, Pisces season wants you relaxing into your feminine. And there may be some people around that are not conducive to that. I feel like you need peace. And in order for you to experience peace more consistently, there's some weird shit that needs to end. And it may have been exciting at one point, but I feel like now it's just breeding chaos, or making you feel rejected, or causing you to behave quite erratically. And I say a lot of you, but flip it, it could be this other person. But I do feel like there is some like sudden, like, bam, I know that I can't do this anymore, or like this sudden epiphany, sudden aha moment. The plan is changing. And I feel like the plan is changing, and that's why the divine is like, yo, you need new skills. This even could be like you need a new emotional skills. You need a broader, you need a vast breadth of emotion and of emotions to pull from. Not just fire, not just rage, not just anger, not just like excitement or aha or let's go or action. There's something about you finding the power in inaction, finding the power in the pause, finding the power in slowing down, observing, receiving. And some of you are not receiving what you want from a romantic relation, not receiving what you want from somebody with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, or Aquarius placements. And I feel like there's just something like suddenly, bam, we're not doing this anymore. Some of you may have some knockdown, drag out fights with a parent, a loved one. I feel like there's a lot specifically coming up here about the father, healing that relationship, making sure that you're not perpetuating patterns of your father, making sure that I just heard I'll go my own way. And so there could just be something, be careful of that hyper independent shit. There could just be something there like you always go your own way. You always do your own thing. So there could just be some like, what is your response to sudden change? Do you know how to pivot? Do you know how to adapt? Or do you just get angry and frustrated? I feel like there has something that has been brewing beneath the surface for a good while. And let's say you're not in a relationship, phone dry as fuck. There is something here around the emotions beneath the surface. There is like an expansion, or it's like the emotions beneath the surface are starting to come up to the beneath the surface. There's the emotions beneath the surface are starting to come up to the surface, and you're like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit. And like, you got to face this. You got to deal with this. You have to unpack this stuff. Because I feel like an old knowing, like an old way of thinking, an old perspective, an old way of communicating, the old way that you adorned yourself, an old or an outdated concept of self-worth, is generating a lot of change. And I do feel like you are falling away from people, or there are certain people that are being removed. There you see this like the two of cups, like they're standing there next to each other. I feel like some of you started dating somebody or started liking somebody, and there was closeness, and all of a sudden now there's like radio silence, or there's complete distance, or like a very big sign that this isn't it, you know. Or that could be in any relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but there could just be like separation, you know. And I feel like it's sudden, there's like, or unexpected in some sort of way. And I feel like don't keep ignoring your hunches so much that you make the divine. Okay, because what I do know about source is that they'll be like, hey, you should pay attention to this. And you're like, yeah, okay, I absolutely will. I just got some stuff to finish real quick, and I'll pay attention to that. Yeah. And they're like, remember how you said you were gonna pay attention? But like you should really look at this. You should really handle this. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Fuck, I was supposed to do that, but right now I got new stuff and I'm just busy. And then Divine's like, okay, but like if you don't do it now, and you're like, yeah, okay, I heard, And then they're like, all right, so now in order to get your attention, everything will start to get real uncomfortable. Like when you ignore your intuition, when you ignore your hunches, you welcome in a very necessary chaos that will finally get your ass like, okay, I'm paying attention now. And that shit's avoidable. All you had to do was listen to the hunch. All you had to do was like get in Queen of Cups mode. And so Pisces season is really asking you to figure out what it is that you believe in, so that you can start making belief-based, heart-based, faith-based choices, so that you can start to experience peace, welcome in peace, and stabilize peace within you, so that when the chaos hits, or when the separation comes, or when this kind of like jolt comes in, you're not like, you ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, you hear me. All right, I want to clarify this. I'll see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.